Hi everyone, how are you all doing? If this is the first time that you're watching my video, thank you for stopping by. My name is Natalie. If you love I do and share on this channel, I hope you can subscribe and share with your friends. In this video, we are going to talk about this upcoming week astrology forecast, and we'll end the video with a collective message for everyone. So this week we are talking about September 23rd to 29, 2024. This week is a very busy mercurial week. So with that said, an overall energy is that some of you, especially if you do have Mercury very prominent in your chart, meaning your chart is ruled by Mercury. You are Virgo, Gemini rising because they're ruled by Mercury. Or if you do have your natal Mercury in Gemini and Virgo, or maybe you have Mercury very prominent in your chart, such as the angular houses, you might feel that this week is a little bit extra mentally stressful in some way, shape, or form because Mercury is making so much aspect. So watch out if you are one of those people, and take care of your energy. Make sure you make time for yourself to rest, to have space in between, and so on and so forth. So let's begin. On the 24th, we have Mercury in Virgo, trine Uranus retrograding in Taurus. So this can be a day where you might have some unexpected news or information coming in, or you might be the one that are announcing out to the public, or maybe just to someone, right? Everyone, his story is different, and this can be, trine is a nice energy, so it might be a positive news coming in. You might receive some useful information, or some of you, the trine might bring in a light bulb moment, an aha moment, a sudden surge of ideas, or maybe a revelation comes in and you're like, ooh, now I see, now I know, right? And Virgo and Taurus both are earth signs, and they are both health related to some extent. So this piece of unexpected news, information that might be coming in, it can be something beneficial to your health, might be able to give you a positive feedback. Maybe you're awaiting for some kind of results, and today you get a positive feedback, or maybe this is you receiving or announcing something that is tangible, because they're both earth sign. So maybe for some of you, maybe this is really debuting a creative project. Maybe you announce something, maybe you start something, right? And maybe this is something simple as you came across on social media or some kind of website or blog post, and you found a very helpful health tips that you didn't know about, that you're like, oh, nice, right? So this can be, it doesn't always have to be something super dramatic, but this can be little things like that as well. So pay attention and see what comes up for you. The next day, on 25th, we have Mercury in Virgo oppose Neptune retrograding in Pisces. So in a more overall nutshell, this today with Mercury opposing Neptune, today can feel like a Mercury retrograde day. So today can feel like you're a bit unsure, unclear, something can seem foggy. Maybe some of you might even run into some tech issues, some tech problem, or you're finding it hard to get your point across or communicate with someone. You might find it hard to express yourself, or someone might not be able to understand what you're trying to explain, and so on and so forth. So be a little bit extra patient today. But at the same time, Mercury opposing Neptune, for some of us, this might be Mercury in Virgo lifting up the veil, clearing the fog from Neptune to reveal something to you, right? This can be a day where you might find clarity, or a piece of information might come in for you. But overall today, to work with this energy is to just surrender, see what comes up, see what you're listening to, what kind of conversation you're having, what kind of informations are coming in. And sometimes we need to, easier said than done, let go of control and let the universe unfold it for us. On 26 is a busy day. We first have Mercury in Virgo that is going to trine Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So this is the final time that Mercury in Virgo will trine Pluto retrograde in Capricorn in our lifetime, because Pluto will no longer be in Capricorn for the rest of our life. So this is a powerful aspect. And Mercury, Pluto is that planet of underworld, reminds me that Mercury is actually, in Greek mythology, is the only god. Mercury is Hermes. So Hermes was the only god that is able to travel between worlds. That is the only god that's able to carry messages. That is the only god that is able to travel down to the underworld. So he's mostly referred to the messenger of the underworld. He's able to translate, be the mediator, translate messages between the physical world and the underworld. So this is a powerful aspect today that Mercury in Virgo is making with Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So this can be really them trying to excavate, bring in something deep dark from beneath to reveal to you. And anytime, whenever Mercury aspect Pluto, whether this is a conjunction, trine, square, opposition, whatever, always talks about secret being revealed, information coming out. Maybe for some, even because we're talking about Pluto retrograding in Capricorn, this can be some kind of power struggle dynamic. You know, maybe this is a piece of information that you have between people you work with, boss, co-workers, so on and so forth. And definitely something on a collective. So watch out for the news. This can simply be something in your personal world. You know, Pluto and Mercury is revealing some secret to you in an area of your life. Overall, you know, you might discover something from someone. This can be, of course, on a collective level. So watch out for the world news. This week, probably some kind of big news or secret might be revealed, especially because they're happening at the 29 degree, the energetic degree. There's a crisis point, something important, and they want to be known. So watch out for what that might be. And after that, Mercury will finish its journey in Virgo and enter Libra today, hours later. So Mercury in Libra is a different energy. Mercury still enjoys being in Libra in an air sign, because Mercury also rules Gemini, which is an air sign. So Mercury likes to be in the air sign energy because it has triplicity. So Mercury in Libra is social, it's about networking, socializing with people, public speaking, right? So during this Mercury in Libra transit, you might find yourself, if you are an introvert or you just don't like it, you might find it easier. This transit might able to help you to come out of your shell a little bit. You might find yourself less uneasy when you're around people, when you have to speak up, when you have to do some kind of public speaking, because sometimes in our life we have those moments where we cannot avoid. So hopefully this transit will help you to do that. And in more of a general sense, we might find ourselves during this transit wanting to socialize, making new friends, maybe going on events, or if you are in a social relating industry, or you are in a job that you have to talk to people, you might find it easier to do that during this transit. And during this transit, because Libra is the scale, right? It's finding the balance. It often talks about justice. It often talks about finding solution and kind of debate and something like that. So during this transit, you might find yourself in some kind of situation like that. not all, but you might be dealing with some legal situation, or you might be in some scenario or situation where you might need to strike a deal, to negotiate something, to be in a debate, and this transit might help you to win that, to strike that. Or maybe you will strike a bargain or collaboration that is to your benefits, right? And sometimes during this transit, we hope to find a win-win situation as well. We try to balance the scale. And Libra is a Venusian sign, so of course it has to do with some Venusian stuff. Mercury being in Libra, this might be ideas coming in for Libra stuff. So aesthetics, right? So during Mercury in Libra, if you work in creative industry, design industry, interior design, graphic design, visual design, this is a great transit. It might bring in some creative juice to help you move through, to get some idea done. Or if this is, you wanting to improve some kind of aesthetic and having Mercury in there, this might be you revamping your web page, your social media, your blog posts, or your talking style, your whatever it is, right? So this can be something like that as well. And if you have been looking to revamp your website or blog or whatever, this is a great transit to do it. And of course, like I always say, there's always the yin and the yang, there's always the light and the dark attribute of all energies. So the dark attribute of having Mercury in Libra is that sometimes you find yourself wanting so bad to balance the scale that you become indecisive, that you overthink, that you try to control, try to see which is the best option, and sometimes it might delay, it might cause indecisiveness, it might cause you trying to be a people pleaser, right? Trying to talk to everyone, to make everyone buy into your ideology or something that you want to, and so on and so forth. So this can be the negative side of it, so watch out for that. And maybe you don't want to rock the boat, and you don't want to make that decision, you don't want to be the bad person, right? But sometimes you have to. So if you find yourself in those situations, remember, yes, there's time where you need to think it through, where you need to be considerate, where you really need to be that person that don't try to rock the boat all the time. But there's also a balance to it. When is the good moment to strike and go for it? Don't delay and miss out on opportunities, or end up being in a worst situation that you didn't want to be, right? So find that balance for yourself while you work through this transit. And Mercury will stay in Libra until October 13 or 14, depending where you are in the world. And on the last day, on the 29th, we have the Sun in Libra and Mercury in Libra going to take turn to conjunct the South Node in Libra and also to oppose North Node in Aries. So this can feel quite a personal aspect for many of us, because North Node in Aries in your chart is about who you want to be, who are you becoming, where do you want to move towards, head towards, and maybe the path that you want to continue to move to. And the Sun and Mercury take turn to oppose that point. Also at the same time, they conjunct the South Node in Libra. Altogether, it's kind of letting us know that in order for us to become the person we want to be, to go towards where we desire to go after, the hopes, the dreams, the goal, the life path, the life that we want for ourselves, right? The North Node in Aries. Sometimes we have to do the hard thing, conjuncting the South Node on Libra. We have to take a look at our own patterns. We have to confront ourselves and be aware of that. So maybe this is some old ideologies, belief system patterns, things that are passed down to us, taught to us from other, people, teacher, parents, whatever, right? Older generations. There are learnings, there are people, Libra, right? Relationships, situationships that we need to let go, because in order for us to move towards to where we want to go and become the person we want to be, sometimes we can't keep carrying everything, everyone along with us through this journey. Through this journey, we will have times where we need to let go. We need to change, and it's not easy. It's easier said than done, right? But yeah, this can be the day where you have some kind of revelations or aha moment towards this kind of matter. And I want to touch on next week, because all these aspects is relating to each other, and they're all happening during the weekend and the beginning of next week, so on the 30th and the 1st as well. So after the Sun and Mercury take turn to oppose North Node in Aries and conjunct South Node in Libra, the Sun and Mercury will exactly align and form a cazimi on the 30th or October 1st if you are in earlier time zones, right? So this means whenever we have a cazimi is when a planet travel through and travel through the heart of the Sun and align together. So this is what I've just said being magnified, right? The South Node and North Node coming together, and with this cazimi is, I feel like this is going to magnify what I've just said, and this is a very internal aspect. So this can be you seeing a message, right? Signs, synchronicity. Sometimes when I talk about Mercury cazimi, it can be very quiet and internal. This can come through like moments when you least expect, from a song lyrics that you're hearing when you're on the ride, or from a page that you're reading, from someone's conversation, a sign from above, or little things. Sometimes they're quite subtle, but of course sometimes it's quite big, like a very internal awakening moment, aha moment, revelation, and so on and so forth. So be mindful and see what comes up for you. And sometimes it doesn't happen exactly at that time. It can happen a little bit before and after. So I would say, this upcoming weekend and early next week, like a Monday, right? See what comes up for you. What are you seeing, sensing, and feeling? And on next Monday, September 30th or October 1st, we also have Mars in Cancer that is going to trine Saturn retrograding in Pisces. So this aspect come in after what I've just said with the North Node, South Node, and the Mercury cazimi. This kind of right on brand with all these energy, because this trine can be very helpful. Like I said, trine is helpful, is supportive, but sometimes the helpful energy is here to help us to move through something that is not as easy, like I just said. So this Mars in Cancer, Mars and Saturn, they're both malefic planet, and they both have a little bit similar but not exactly the same, right? So Mars in Cancer want to hold on to something because there is an emotional attachment to it, and you're taking action based on your emotion. You really want it, that's why you take action, right? And sometimes this is, you don't want to let go because it means something to you. There's a history behind it, or so on and so forth, right? Or you want certain kind of validation because you didn't get it when you were younger, or you didn't get it from someone, something, someone, right? Saturn in Pisces is like, what is no longer serving you, it's time to let it go into the ether, into the sea, the vast subconscious, right? Making peace with it, letting loose the grip. But there's a little bit of fighting energy here. So sometimes this trine is telling us is that, yes, it's not easy. There's a history behind what was and what is even, but what will be is something that you want to head towards. And in order to do that, this Mars and Saturn is like, okay, now you see where you want to go, who you want to become, and you also aware of there's something you need to let go. Well then, yes, even though it's hard, it's the right thing to do. So this weekend can feel a bit more internal, emotional, depending your own human story. So I hope that you take care of your energy. Use this energy to help you move through it, and give yourself some more love and grace if you are indeed working through this energy like that. So now I want to tune into our collective message with the cards. So from the tarot deck, we have the Page of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Swords, and then we have the Temperance. So I love how they come out like that. It's like maybe there's something that you really want, right? Exactly what I'm talking about with the aspect, right? There are things this week that comes up, and sometimes it can be quite busy, quite be taxing mentally, and there's a lot of things coming up for you. And the best to work with all these energy is to be in the balance. Maybe not to act so hasty and act based on your emotions, but to listen to them, to allow yourself take a step back, maybe write them out first, to process them first, and then to listen to your heart. Am I being too emotionally attached? That's why I am not able to do something, or that I need to do something. What is it? Balance your energy. Give yourself some time to not make hasty decision and action, but to come back to yourself and listen to your heart. Who you truly want to become, where are you trying to go, where are you trying to move towards, and are these thoughts, things, situation, people, relationships serving those purpose, right? Because you need to find a balance and move through it. And remember, we are in the middle of an eclipse season, so there are things coming up, and they are not easiest, they are not sunshine and rainbow. Sometimes in order to become the person we want to be, to align with our highest good, the universe will create situations, will create scenarios to wake us up, to bring us forward. But those situations, those scenarios are not always sunshine and rainbow, right? So you gotta take a note and see what that means for you, because everyone is moving through the same energy but with different human story, right? And from the moonology, we have full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. And we have first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. Exactly what I just said, right? So this week there are a lot of mental energy coming up. It can be quite taxing. It's a super mercurial week, right? A lot might be coming up or feeding to you information, ideas, people talking, right? Or this is internally. So there might be tension, but allow your heart to stay open to see what they are. And like I said, move through the energy slowly, right? And lastly, the oracle card, of course. We have card 24, time for a nap. Yes. When in doubt, take a break. Give yourself some time, right? When you find yourself rushing through things, when you really want to head towards somewhere, get things done, you tend to rush. You tend to not be rational sometimes, and you can miss out on things. When you are finding yourself like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, I'm so like mentally exhausted, is this right or wrong? I don't know anymore. Remember to do nothing. Sometimes doing nothing is exactly what you need to do. If you're always on the go, if you're always rushing through things, you will miss out the signs, the synchronicity, the messages the universe trying to deliver to you, especially this weekend through that Mercury Cazimi. So make time and carve out time for yourself to rest, to just be, to relax. Allow yourself to move through this week with grace and be patient as well. So I hope this message helps. Feel free to comment below and connect with me. I always want to know if any aspect, energy resonate to you? What did you move through? You can come back by the end of the week and let me know as well. And if you want to have any kind of personal consultation with astrology, tarot and akashic records, I'm available. My email information in the description box. Contact me through there. You can also follow me through IG social media. I also post over there. I host live sometimes, so I hope to connect with you over there as well. In the meantime, I am wishing you all the best. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.